What is up guys, TSD reviews and stuff back here with another video. And finally after 10 months of wait, I finally got the Pixel 4a. So yeah, I waited for this since December, when the first leaks came out, and ever since then I've just been following the leaks and everything when it will be launched, and finally it's here. I'm pretty happy about that. It did take a while, but yes sir, it finally came. Now let me tell you a quick story what happened. So the moment this thing got available on Flipkart for like 30,000 rupees, when it was 12, I placed the order for this phone, and within 14 minutes after placing the order, I refreshed the page and it said there was no unit available for my pin code. Now that's kind of weird. I mean, but then I thought that maybe that was a glitch or something. But next day, when I read some articles, people said that the phone was out of stock within 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes, the phone was out of stock. That's highly unusual, especially with the Google product in India, because Google was pretty notorious for the pricing. But boy, did they change the things with the Pixel 4a. But like the Pixel 3a, when it was launched in India, it was like 40,000 rupees, which was approximately $550, somewhere around that. All right, around that the phone was launched, and I felt that was quite expensive. So I'm happy that Google really changed the things with the Pixel 4a. 30,000 for the price. All right, 30,000 for this phone. That's a good thing. That's a very nice change. Now I'm not going to go through all the specs because you already know what you're getting with this phone. You probably watched a bunch of videos. But yes, if there's some important things to discuss about this phone, I will, including the specs. All right, some specific specs I will talk about, so how they would reflect in real life. Another thing, when you buy a Pixel, you know what you're getting. All right, for me it's mainly software experience, then comes the camera. But many of you would be buying this for the camera too, and trust me, this phone won't disappoint you. So not to worry. Now I've used the Pixel XL, like I'd say for a couple of hours. That was my grandmom's phone, but that thing was pretty much dead because of the fact that the hardware wasn't working properly, the mics weren't working, the software was glitchy, it was not working, and it was just a pretty bad experience. So let's see, open this up and let's see what we get. Okay, damn, this phone is great. Just look at this. Okay, all right, this is actually smaller than what I expected. All right, so I mean, it looks really nice in person. This looks way better than on camera, trust me. This black looks really nice. Okay, a little ASMR for you guys. Okay, this phone, oh, okay, this is actually really light. Hold up, okay, I gotta enjoy this. 1 second guys, 1 second. Oh my god, hold up, this is way lighter and just so much thinner than what I expected. Dang, look at the fingerprint, so subtle. You got your Google logo, nothing else written here except for made in Vietnam. It's very subtle, as you won't be able to see this, but yeah. Damn, this looks good. And the full screen display. Okay guys, this is fun. I'll keep this right here. Let's just look at what else we get here. This is your tray, and this would be your documentation. All right. Now, I mean, if you haven't used a phone in your life, then yes, you should be referring to this. Otherwise, you know what to do with this. And this will be your USB-C to USB-C charging cable. All right. Welcome to the future. And this would be your 18-watt charging brick. and you do have this pull tab, little ASMR for you guys. Okay, has a pretty nice matte finish to this. Really nice. I'm telling you guys, it looks way better in person. Everything just looks so much better in person. And this is a little peel. Alright, let's see if I can get rid of that. Let me see. There you go. Okay. I hope you can hear this. Really nice. I'm gonna put this back in, and this is your OTG. Alright, this is one of the most important things for data transfer, and thank you Google for supplying this along with the phone. I really like this. Let me see if I can take this out. Nope, I can't. I have to rip that thing apart. Alright, so let's put this everything back in. Really nice stuff. Let's put the phone here. Guys, oh my god, you know, this thing is so thin. I don't know what to say. Hold up. I have my Samsung S9, S6. I have my Samsung S6 Edge Plus here, just for the reference. The weight this actually they both pretty much feel the same weight. There's no difference. I don't feel any difference in that. This has a pretty nice matte finish to it. Let me just see if I can yeah. It has a nice tap at the back. No plastic cheap feeling. Really nice. Really nice materials used here. It's a unibody, as you can see. And this looks pretty good. Really nice. This is a camera bump, which holds your 12.2 megapixel wide angle camera, and you have your flash here. So let's peel this. All right. That was a nice peel. Guys, this thing looks so premium. I wasn't expecting this kind of premiumness. Dang, this is nice. Google nailed it, man. I'm telling you, Google nailed it. This is your hole punch cutout. And this is the most important part in a phone for me. A headphone jack. I need a headphone jack. Right? It is important for me because the convenience of just plugging in your headphones and using them is it's a completely different thing. All right, it's a completely different ball game. So you have your SIM tray right there. Let me see if I can focus. I think there you go. That's your SIM tray. This is your USB-C charging port right there. Let me just focus. Okay, and you have your USB, the speaker grill. Now this thing has stereo speakers. One is here, and the other one is at the earpiece. These are the buttons. Very tactile. Really nice feeling, and this is a kind of a mint color. I like it. And overall, this phone just feels so good in the hands. I mean, I like the size. I really do. I have pretty big hands, so for me, I feel this phone is really good in the hands. So let's just power this up. Beautiful. Look at the display. And this thing is it's an OLED display, so you're expecting really nice colors. And also the pixel per inch density is around 443, so the text will look really sharp. Oh, I really like this one. I like the size of the bezels because if the phone is completely bezel-less, you would have a lot of accidental touches. And also, I'm happy that this thing has um, this is a flat display, so no curves, none of those gimmicks. Just have a little bigger chin, but that's okay. I mean, that problem is solved with the Pixel 5 completely symmetrical design because of the flexible OLED display. Okay, that's nice. Now I'll set this up, guys. Once I set this up, I'll just show you everything what's around here. Just giving you a first impression on this phone. So I'll set this up and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so here's the Pixel 4a. I've set this whole thing up, and I've been using this for like 2 days. I just wanted to try out, how this thing works, and just a few more things about this phone, because this is technically my first Pixel I've used. Um, so I wanted to just add more stuff to it, customize it a bit, and wanted to give you my initial thoughts on how I feel this phone is performing. Straight up, I'm going to say this: if you're looking for a budget Android phone, which is the real Android phone, what I mean by that is which is consistent, which has great features, great UI, and overall a pretty good experience, including the camera. Or maybe you're coming from, let's say, an iPhone. All right, you're living that iOS life, so you probably want, you just want a backup phone and as an Android, and also you want probably you want a phone that you can, just wanted to have both Androids and iOS. You wanted to use both. So the best way to go is with this phone. Trust me. Now you can argue about specs all day long, but I have to say just one thing. After really like a real user using this phone, all right, doing my daily activities, this phone is just exceptionally good. It does everything you need without giving you any lags or those inconsistencies in the UI. There's nothing like that. This phone performs and just works just like an iPhone. Alright, I can say that because my dad also has an iPhone. I also use it a lot of times, the iPhone 10R. But this phone, I'm telling you guys, I'm actually really impressed with this phone. Now it's the camera. I don't have a proper camera. The display appears to be a little bit bluish, but trust me, this display is beautiful. The red, the blue, the white on this wallpaper, they just look so beautiful on this. It's just mind-blowing. I really love this phone. But yeah, let's just start off with the build quality. Now I have to say this, guys, the build quality and the size both are exceptionally good for majority of the users. So if you're watching this video, you'll definitely, I can easily say you're gonna love this size. Trust me. I thought this phone was going to be too small for me. It would be a little difficult for me to use the keyboard and stuff, but trust me, once you actually hold this phone in your hand, you're going to realize how good it feels to have a phone of this size. This is a 5.8-inch screen, and it just feels so good to hold. The form factor is nice, and of course what really makes this thing so special is the back. Now this is a polycarbonate design. It's a polycarbonate back, but I have to say this, it feels so good. Alright, this does not feel cheap at all by any means. This may look plastic, this may, of course it is polycarbonate, but Google has really killed it with the way this phone feels. The unibody design, the feel, the matte finish, they've killed it with that. Alright, I can say that with ease. I am loving the way this phone looks and the form factor. It's a pretty simple approach. You have a full screen display and a great back, great feeling back. It also has a pretty good amount of weight. Now it's not paper light, but definitely this phone is not cheap by any means. Alright, I don't know why many people say this plastic feels cheap, but trust me, once you actually hold this, don't go by the reviews. Alright, As a matter of fact, don't even consider my review uh, as the way to go. Once you hold this phone in your hands, you are going to realize how good this phone feels for yourself. Or you have to try this out for yourself. The experience of using this phone is what will make you realize how good and how worthy this phone is. Um, so yeah, in terms of build quality, design, it's really good. I really love it. Majority of the people are gonna love this. I am 100% honest. Take my word for it. You're gonna love it. Now, jumping on the display. It's an OLED display with a 60 hertz panel. I get it. No 90 hertz, but I don't care. I don't care. All right. The reason, it's smooth. It is so smooth. No issues on that. All right. I don't really need a 90 hertz, and on top of that, 90 hertz is gonna suck a lot of battery life. So having a 60 hertz panel, which works smoothly, I think that's a good trade-off. So I really love this display. The colors are great. They're crisp. They're sharp. The text is super sharp. All right, I'm telling you this. The text is super sharp. That is because of the PPI. This thing is a 443 PPI, and the resolution is 1080 by 2340. And you put that kind of display in this phone of this size, you're gonna have some really high PPI. So I really am enjoying this, the text and the overall quality of this display. You'll have to actually look that out in person. That's the best way you can actually experience how this phone, the display looks like. So yeah. Also, the colors. Yeah, the color about the colors. Now, the color temperature on this the display is slightly cooler, just slightly. But the colors are great. I'm loving this display so far. No issues on that at all. Um, it's just a great overall display, and I really like it. Colors are great. Everything about this display, I love it. All right, there's nothing to hate about this. Now, talking about the smoothness of this phone, this thing has a Snapdragon 730G. Now, many of you will be saying that Snapdragon 730G does not perform that great. Um, it's not gonna play games that well. I'll put that to the test. I'll see if it works or not. But I mean, currently this performance on this phone is insane. It flies through the apps without any hiccups, anything. There's just nothing, no lag whatsoever. Camera works perfectly. YouTube Music works perfectly. All apps just work so smoothly. No issues on that at all. Check this out. So smooth. You want to use the gestures? Here you go. Boom. Everything works perfectly fine. No lags whatsoever. I don't know why people say this thing is a bad performer in terms of daily usage. I am telling you guys, and take my word for it. These are some strong claims, but in daily usage, nothing beats this phone. In the Android world, nothing beats this phone. It's all about the user experience. It's not about the specs. It's not about the GPU, the CPU. Uh, this phone, this phone is meant for the people. It is meant for the general people, not for tech. I mean, for tech consumers, definitely. I'm also like a tech enthusiast, and I'm loving this phone. I am really loving this phone. But for the general users, this phone is more than enough. It has everything you need. The performance on this phone is literally everything you need. All right, this phone clearly tells you to not have a Snapdragon 865 or even an A13 or A14 Bionic chip, because this chip is plenty. You pair it up with a good software, and you'll actually get to know the real capability of this chipset. The Snapdragon 730G is a great choice for this phone, for number one, reducing the cost, and number two, the performance. Because they know, Google knows this thing is going to perform well regardless of the CPU and the GPU. Well, I'm not saying that you should pair it up. They should have paired it up with Snapdragon 600 series, but definitely this phone is a formidable performer. I really like it. Now, I just wanted to now let's talk about the battery life of this phone. All right. Now, many people are saying that the battery life is um, great. It's gonna get you through the day. um, Now, okay, I get it. All right, it uses machine learning, the algorithms, the way you use your phone is gonna adapt to it, so you're gonna save a lot more battery life. But currently, I've been using this phone for 2 days, and I'm not too impressed with the battery life. But I'm having my hopes high because I know the adaptive battery will help this phone to save a lot of battery life, putting those apps to sleep, which I don't use, so they're not gonna drain out battery. So I just hope the battery life improves on this, and many people are actually satisfied with the battery life. So I'm having my hopes pretty high. So I have to wait for that. And yes, you do get 18-watt fast charging capability with this phone, with the 18-watt fast charging brick included. So it charges fairly fast, definitely no issues on that. I mean, it takes like 1 hour 25ish minutes to completely charge this phone. So I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. From 0 to 100, I think it's gonna take a little bit more than 100. 1 minute, 1 hour 30 minutes. But like if we're on around 9 to 8% of battery life left, it'll take around 1 hour 25 minutes to charge fully. So in terms of charging, I really don't care about fast chargers. And on top of that, if you use fast charging, like many phones which come up with hyper fast chargers, like around 65 watt, 100 watt fast charging, it may be fast, but it's gonna really make your battery life worse over time because of the I'm not a professional on in terms of in those matters, but definitely I feel that 18-watt fast charging capability is enough for this device, and it charges pretty fast, so I have no issues about that. Now let's talk about the speakers. Now this is one thing I really wanted to like just bring it out. Okay, many people are saying this does not have a stereo sound. It just has a mono speaker with the earpiece acting like a subtle stereo speaker. All right, that's let me just say that that's just pure nonsense. This thing has a proper stereo effect. Take my word for it, guys. This thing has a proper stereo setup. I fail to understand why these people are saying that there are no dual speakers in here, because I can easily make the difference. I'll just play an audio so that you can actually understand that there are dual speakers. I'll play this audio, alright, from no copyright sounds. Um, so this will actually help you realize that there are dual speakers, no mono speaker. You can easily hear the earpiece. Let's cover the earpiece. You can easily notice the difference. So I hope you got an idea about the stereo effect. There are stereo speakers on this, definitely. All right, trust me. They may not be that bass heavy, but definitely these guys do pack a punch. Now that brings me to my next point, and that is the headphone jack. And definitely the sound is great. I like the output, but yes, if you're using an EQ with like super heavy bass settings, I'll show you what my EQ looks like. So I'm in YouTube Music, and this is my EQ. As you can see, these are the settings. I actually put my bass surround sound all the way up, and bass boost just a teeny bit high, because I listen to trap music mostly and I really love it. I want that bass. So this is where the headphone jack actually has some kind of limitation to it. The thing is, I'm used to my MIA one, which has a dedicated amplifier built into the headphone jack, so it just sounds so much better, like way louder, better high, mids, and deep bass. And where this is exactly where the this phone kind of suffers. In terms of stock settings, the headphone jack sounds really nice. I really love it. no issues on that at all. But definitely, like for stock settings, if you, even if you listen to trap, this phone will give you that punch for sure. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about is the fingerprint sensor. The fingerprint sensor on this thing is insane. I love it. Alright, I'll show you how fast that is. So I closed it. Very fast, very fast fingerprint scanner. I like it. Alright. Now I'm pretty sure this is just me, but I prefer fingerprint sensors to face IDs. Now it's not because about the mask and all. I don't care about that. All right, it just works. Face unlock also works. It's fast. It's reliable too. But touching the phone physically in order to unlock it, it's just psychologically a lot more, I'd say, um, satisfying, and it just feels good. It feels your phone is secure because face unlock. The thing is that when you just want to look at your lock screen, probably just want to take a look at the notifications. But in terms of face unlock, you have to kind of just put your face away. Otherwise, it's just gonna unlock. So it kind of puts your security at risk too. The people are gonna get into your phone. So that is the main reason why I prefer fingerprint sensor. And as I showed you, the fingerprint sensor is super fast. No issues on that at all. Perfectly fast. But definitely I am loving the biometrics on this phone. Now I just wanted to talk about the gestures of this phone. And this is what really makes a difference. Personally, I feel this is what makes a big difference. Now the main reason people love iPhone is because of the gestures, the experience you get with unlocking and opening and going through your apps, browsing. The smoothness, the consistency that you get with the UI. That is why people move towards iOS, and this is where Pixel comes into play, where people who want to use an Android phone but want to get the same experience as an iPhone user. The gestures on this thing are insane. Now take a look at this. This is the lock screen. I tap on it. Look at the gesture, the transition of going from complete darkness to unlocking the just showing up the notification part. The lock screen. The gestures are insane. Everything is so smooth. Just it really makes a difference. I'm telling you guys. You may feel that this is slow. This is we want fast phones, but the experience you get by using a phone which has exceptionally good and super satisfying animations, that is the main thing that makes a difference in your day-to-day usage. All right. Another thing that puts that's the real icing on the cake are the haptics. The haptics on this phone. All right, I'm just gonna say this. The haptics on this phone are unmatched in the Android world. No Android phone can compete with the Pixel in terms of haptics. Nothing. Nothing. Take my word for it. Nothing competes with the Pixel in terms of haptics. This phone is on a whole different level when it comes to the haptics. I don't know if they put the same Taptic engine that's on the iPhone. I mean, because I'm getting the same exact experience that you get on an iPhone 10R. The haptics on this phone are insane. Literally insane. From unlocking the phone to typing on the phone, it just feels so satisfying. The vibration, this instant, solid, and sudden vibration you get by tapping on the screen and doing some stuff which actually triggers the haptic engine. That really is an icing on the cake. That really makes the difference. I'm telling you guys, these little things you might feel these are just gimmicks. These are the real things that make a difference in the user experience. Now, as you can see, I'm not talking more about the other stuff. I'm just mainly concentrating on user experience because this phone is all about user experience. It showcase you don't need anything exceptionally expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money in order to get a phone that is going to perform great. This phone performs exceptionally good. I really love this phone. This phone is plenty for majority of the users. I know I'm focusing more on I'm laying stress on the word plenty because this phone is the pure definition of plenty. Now This is just a thought that came to my mind. If you're using a Pixel 3a, is this worth an upgrade? Now, here's the thing: if you have just bought a 3a, then there's no need to upgrade. All right, the Pixel 3a is obviously going to perform as good as the Pixel 4a in many areas. So they're basically the same in terms of software, because Pixels are all about software optimization and the experience. So you don't need and you don't need to change it to Pixel 4a. But if you're using the Pixel 3a, let's say, since it launched, and probably you're tired of using 3a and you just want a different phone, you just saw the 4a which has a better overall value, and you want that thing, then definitely you can upgrade, because Pixel 4a is basically a full upgrade from the Pixel 3a in terms of everything, from SoC to the display to the cameras to everything. It's a big upgrade. So this is just last thing I'm going to talk about, and this is the camera. Now this camera, guys. Okay, now I'm not too surprised with the camera because I expected it. All right, the camera strength of this phone. One of the main strengths of this phone is the camera. As you all know, Pixels are known for their computational photography, and this one is no different. I'll put some photos in the videos. I mean, just photos in the display so you can see how the pictures are taken. This camera takes beautiful natural photos. Now, this is the part where you may or may not like it, but the colors are not too saturated. They're not too blown or anything like that. I mean, because many people love Instagram ready photos which have more pop to them, more more boosted colors, but they're not too natural in my opinion, and I don't like that. I like natural photos, and that is where the Pixel 4a kills it. The camera quality, I'm telling you, it is mind blowing. It is mind blowing, seriously. I'd even tried astrophotography mode, but unfortunately, there weren't too many stars in the sky. So, I mean, but it works. I've seen many reviews, and many people have showcased the photos of of this phone, and they're just beautiful. But this camera is all about true to life. All right, I think that's where Google focused, and I really like that approach, focusing true to life quality, and this phone delivers it. One thing Google really focused on, and this time it's the video quality, and I have to say the video looks very good. Now it's not exceptionally good. It's no iPhone or Samsung, but they've really done well with the colors. Now I've seen many reviews on previous Pixels which kind of didn't weren't that great in terms of color accuracy, but they have really improved on that. And the mics on this thing, the mics, I'm telling you guys, this they have made a big improvement on the 4A, and the things just got better with the Pixel 5. And the stabilization is also pretty good. It's fine, but it's not. I mean, the stabilization is good, but it's not exceptionally good. All right, maybe that'll come with the update, because yes, jumping into the next stuff, that's the updates. You're buying a Pixel because of that thing too. Software updates. You're getting a guaranteed 3-year update with this phone, which is nice. But another thing is you're getting more stuff with this phone in terms of softwares, which include feature drops, monthly updates. The first updates that are pushed to the Pixels. So you're one of the first people on Earth in the Android world who have an update for the Pixel, for the Android, the latest updates you will be getting. So that's also a big plus point in owning a Pixel. But that's just half of the story, guys. This phone is more than that. I am saying this because I've spent money on this phone. I saved a lot of money for this phone, like almost a year, so that I could buy this phone. I'm not a this professional tech reviewer, but I'm just a guy who has spent money on a phone, and I have to tell my real experience with how this phone actually works. And I can say this, guys, if you're a similar person, then this phone is the one for you. You have to get this phone if you're on the Android side, or probably even on the iOS side, but you want to experience Android. the real Android the way it is supposed to be, this phone is the one you should go for, or even the latest Pixels if you have the money. And this phone really makes a big difference because this thing shows how important software is. And this is where Google nailed it this time. So that's pretty much it, guys. That was all I wanted to discuss about. This is just my initial impression on how this phone feels like. Uh, Again, I am really happy with this, but I will be putting more tests, more photos, videos, tests. So you can follow me on Instagram by the username tsd_reviews, and you can also let me know what all do you want me to cover in my next long-term review. That would be around 1 month, and I will definitely add that to my thing. I might have missed a thing or two here, but definitely overall, I think you got an idea of how this phone feels and looks like and performs in day-to-day usage. So I think you have to give this phone a shot. Take my word for it, guys. You need to really try this phone out in order to experience the true Android the way it is supposed to be. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you do like my videos the way I do, you know the drill, what to do and what not to do. And yes, if you like following crafts like these, follow homemade craft. This is my secondary channel. You can follow me on that too. I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Peace.